నాలుగు దశల లాక్డౌన్ తర్వాత మెల్లగా జనజీవనం ప్రారంభమవుతుంది. కోవిడ్-19 ఎఫెక్ట్ ప్రపంచవ్యాప్తంగా కనిపించిన నేపథ్యంలో అటు దేశవ్యాప్తంగా లాక్డౌన్ను ప్రభుత్వాలు అమలు చేస్తున్న విషయం తెలిసిందే. ఇటు తెలంగాణ రాష్ట్రంలో కూడా సంపూర్ణంగా లాక్డౌన్ ఇప్పటివరకు అమలు చేశారు. ఇక రాబోయే రోజుల్లో హర్డ్ ఇమ్యూనిటీ పైనే ప్రభుత్వాలు డిపెండ్ అవుతున్న పరిస్థితి కనిపిస్తుంది. ఇక మనతో పాటుగా ప్రస్తుత పరిస్థితిని షేర్ చేసుకోవడానికి సిసిఎంబి డైరెక్టర్ గారు మనతో పాటుగా ఉన్నారు. రాకేష్ మిశ్రా గారిని అడిగి మరిన్ని వివరాలు తెలుసుకుందాం. సార్, వాట్ ఈస్ ది కరెంట్ సిచ్యువేషన్ ఎట్ ప్రజెంట్ వీఆర్ లుకింగ్?
The current situation is that cases of COVID-19 are increasing every day and we are seeing new peak. The only good thing is that the mortality is very, very low and lots of people are asymptomatic, and although the cases are rising, but if you see the curve is not really going very, very fast, so which means the lockdown has helped and there is some control. And considering that there is no crowd in the hospital, so I will say that so far we have done well. But the worst is yet to come because we are seeing the cases increasing, so it will keep increasing for another month or so. That's what people are predicting. So situation is in control, but not, we can't take anything light at this moment.
Sir, how far our efforts have come forward to contain COVID-19 pandemic, sir?
See, in a free country where you cannot force many things, people start to agitate, people have their own views. Considering our heterogeneity, I think we have done extremely well. People have suffered because of lockdown, so many movements have happened. But overall, if you see, I think it has yielded the results. One can always expect better results, but it has yielded the result that we don't have crisis in the hospitals, that a huge number of people are waiting for a bed or ventilators. Those things are well under control. So we have done well in controlling spread of the virus, the speed of the virus. Spread will be there. You cannot totally insulate people from one another because people have to live, they have to do other activities. But yeah, it's one can always expect better. But I will say that we haven't done bad. Yeah.
So this is transition period. Seasons are changing. We are transmitting from summer to rainy season.
Yeah.
What could be the impact of the season change?
As far as COVID-19 is concerned, season is not going to have any major effect for the simple reason that it is not because of any other vector like mosquito or anything or fly, that they are more sensitive to season, their mosquito numbers increase, decrease. This is person to person transmission, and whatever season is, we are more or less the same.
Sir, but there is a perception that this virus may not exist in hot environments, but the season is changing, cool environment is coming, such a rainy season is coming.
No, that perception was there before also, and each time we have been maintaining that. Don't think that summer is going to help in this. We are in the peak of summer and we are in the peak of the rise of the curve also. So it doesn't matter because virus in our body, outside may be whatever, but we are carrying and we are transmitting. So problem is there. So that is why we have to block the virus by not touching things, by keeping social distancing, by wearing mask when you go out and those kinds of things. Weather is not going to, whether it's rains or cold or hot, that's not going to make a major difference.
Sir, is there any progress in exploring vaccines, sir?
So I will say that efforts are going on all over the world. It is a very big challenge to have a vaccine against such a virus which keeps changing its nature, and that is why against coronaviruses, which many diseases are there because of the coronaviruses, there is no effective vaccine for any one of them. Things like AIDS, HIV, there is no vaccine for 30-40 years. Having said that, this doesn't mean that we will not have a vaccine there. There is a good possibility, and one reason is that it may be a difficult thing to do, but it never has happened in the history of humankind that against one virus so many efforts have gone concerted by so many governments, industry. So there are more than 100 vaccine candidates people are trying, many of them on various stages of trial, I mean second stage or first stage trial. So efforts are there, and maybe in next few months things will become more clear. But the vaccine which will be useful for individuals will not come before 1 year or 8-9 months. That is the earliest you can expect. So for this pandemic, we don't have to depend on vaccine. We have to use other methods.
Sir, can you please update the MOUs being done by the CCME with various organizations?
So we have signed MOUs with several organizations. Most important for us is the MOU with local hospitals, because we collaborate with them. So whether it's NIMS, whether it's Gandhi Hospital, whether it's Osmania General Hospital, we have MOU with all of them, so we can collaborate, we can exchange our expertise, get the samples from there, analyze here, take this data, so they can also understand what we are doing. So those are the MOUs we have done. Then we have done MOU with industry partners. So like we are in discussion through our headquarters with the vaccine companies, so that we can provide virus preparations that we have here, so they can use it for inactive virus vaccine, which is an alternative. And once they do the vaccine, we will test whether it's working with the animal model system or with the patient sera, and if it is working, then it can go for human trials. We have MOU with other kinds of companies where we collaborate to use their cells. So like a company in Bangalore, we have signed MOU, iStem. They have cells which are induced pluripotent cells, or iPSCs. They are made from epithelial tissue of the human lung. That is where the virus actually infects this virus. So that is the best system to grow the virus, and we are using that so that we can do the drug screening using that system. And we are also using other cell culture system to produce virus, and we have MOU with the company that makes antidote against snake poisons and other, the Vince Biologicals, which is in Hyderabad, in Samshabad. So we will give them the virus, they will make a vaccine which will be for therapeutic purposes. And with many academic organizations, we have joint collaborative programs to address various aspects of this virus.
Sir, how about this antibodies being ingested in horse? Some kind of information is coming like that.
After the herd immunity, quarantine will be, even if it is needed, it's only needed when person is having symptomatic or those things. Most people will be all right.
Sir, World Economic Forum in its May 19th recent report is cautioned that there could be one more infectious outbreak across the world. How do you react, sir?
That is, see, these are things they are saying based on some data, some interpretation. These are very dynamic things. They depend a lot on social behavior of the people and in general the immunity of the population and interaction of the people, what kind of work environment they have. There are many factors. So their model may not be correct for India, it may be correct also, but it is only expected that the COVID will probably keep coming in waves, second wave, first wave, third wave, those sorts of things. So it's not that it's going to go away after once and then we will never see this. It happens when we are very lucky, but it's very likely that the second, third waves of the thing will come. But it is also expected they will be of much lower kind, and by then we have understood the thing, and that is when the vaccines and other things and drugs will be very useful, because they will be in place by then.
Sir, why this RNA virus COVID-19 is more effective in males than females? There is a perception, strong perception is that males are more victimized than.
Yeah, this is your question is very important question because there is no answer to this. It is, we are also puzzled why there are more males which are, I mean there is a general feeling that maybe male are more interactive, they are suffering, I mean they are traveling more, so they get more infected. But most males also come home, there are women in the house, but generally we see that significantly large proportion of males are infected than female. So one thing is that it may be that because of the more exposure males are getting, and as the number will increase, this will become equal or close to equal. But at the moment, it is a puzzle.
There is a big debate across the country, including Telangana, that governments have imposed lockdown when cases were very less, minimal in cases, and they have lifted the lockdown when cases are crossing 1.5 lakh.
You can the second point you can debate, but I will come to that in a minute. But first thing is, lockdown was done too early is not correct. Lockdown was done. I was very happy. I even spoke to people that Telangana had done the great job of starting the lockdown before even rest of the country. Lockdown is very important when situation is not worse. If lots of people are infected already, then what is the purpose? Because lockdown is not absolute containing the people. Still you need essential services to work. So lockdown only reduces. It does not eliminate the spread. So it is all about reducing the speed by which the infection is happening. See, if it happens too fast, then you will have all of a sudden large number of people in hospital, and then there will be no facility. You cannot treat the people. So the people who could have been saved otherwise will die if we have large number, and that situation has not come till now already justifies that lockdown was done in a correct time. There is no scientific way, there is no perfect way to say that this is the time and this is the day that you should start lockdown. You have to take some common sense, some input that you have from various things, and governments get these kinds of input and then take a decision. So I don't think anybody can doubt the wisdom of starting the lockdown when it was started. Now removing the lockdown, if you ask without any other consideration, yes, lockdown should continue forever till we get rid of this disease. But you know that that is not possible. We will kill the people by other things, and virus may go, but by then many other will go for other reasons. Already we see the problem because of the migration and all. So now this lockdown of more than 30-40 days, what it has given is, it has given us time to prepare hospitals, time to prepare beds. Now at a time when this disease came, this pandemic was announced, maybe the whole country has some 30-40,000 ventilators. We are now talking in several lakhs or crores now. So that means now we are prepared. So if people fall sick, they can be taken care. Even Hyderabad has made new places where patients can be kept. So it has given understanding about this disease, how it is proceeding, how we can control. So we know the method, whether we do it and how sincerely we do is a different matter. It has given you time to make hospitals and preparations, system is ready. Now if today 1000 people come, there is a place we can deal with it. And then the another aspect is that you need life to go on. You cannot keep everything locked down and then you run out of resources that you cannot do anything else. So I think when to remove lockdown is really to me a more economic decision, because how many people have permanent jobs or jobs with big industries that they can keep getting salary without working for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. Most people, if they don't work for 1 week, they don't get salary, right? That is the fact of the life. So you have to, and you cannot expect governments to keep paying free to all the people till whatever, because they also get money from your tax. If you don't have business, there is no tax, what will they pay? Income tax that we pay is a very small component of all this. So there are many factors which force no government likes to do lockdown. It is very unpopular thing. So removing the lockdown is, they are taking calculated risk. Slowly you have to release. Number 9. So other than these things that we have understood the system, we have now hospitals much ready, and we have understood the disease little bit. What also has happened is that during this process, lots of people has got infected and developed the immunity against it. So there is a significant number of people who will not fall sick. Either they have already fallen sick.
So in this situation, is India looking for herd immunity?
Herd immunity technically is a different thing. Herd immunity is you have to have minimum 60% people infected. If that happens, we will have very large number of people in the hospital. So herd immunity will come over months. I don't think we have reached today herd immunity. If herd immunity comes, then we will not see the rise in the cases like this, because every other person will be immune. So the disease will not spread that fast. It will go, but slowly. Herd immunity will come later. Luckily, but even if 10% of the people or 5% of the people in a certain population are blocking the spread, it is a crucial thing. At least those people will be functional and they can be in front line and so on. For that, we have to do it for different kind of tests. But we are, the situation is not totally that we are out of trouble. Problem is going to be increasing, but we are much better prepared and we understand much more about this disease. So it is only expected that governments will release lockdown slowly, but you are not, if you have herd immunity, then you can let the metro also run, you don't have problem, but you don't want to do that because then big community spread will begin. So avoid crowding, avoid city buses, crowded city buses or crowded metros, but let the life go on little bit. Important thing is how disciplined we are in cooperating with the system, and which is good for us only, right? So then the more tougher systems will, tougher regulations will not come in place. If we are spreading the disease too fast, again more restrictions will come. So people should practice personal hygiene, social distancing, and that is the way to go. And now the governments are experienced, they have figured out a way.
Sir, if such time comes, herd immunity time comes, then what could be done for the vulnerable people, those who are having critical health problems? How can be they assured?
See, the herd immunity is not good for them because the vulnerable people are vulnerable because their immune system is compromised. They are not the one who will pick immunity quickly, because when virus infects us, our immune system kicks in. So even if we have not seen, if the immunity comes in and the dose of the virus that we have taken is not that much, we can save ourselves. But the elderly people or people who are having severe health conditions, their immune system is weak. So they will be vulnerable always. So that is why we will need vaccine, we will need drugs, they all will be required. Herd immunity doesn't mean that we don't need anything. It's just that focus can be now on very small number of people who are vulnerable. But it is really important that vulnerable people are taken special care, and best is that they don't come in contact with disease, because if they come in contact with disease, in absence of any drug, there is not much that you can do. Only you can just help provide. After our ventilation and all is what? Just to give more oxygen so you breathe, you get little longer time so that your body can recover. We don't have any method to kill the virus at the moment specifically. So if this group of people get infection, that's why mortality becomes a real concern there. So for them we have to just save them for getting infected.
Sir, World Economic Forum in its May 19th recent report is cautioned that there could be one more infectious outbreak across the world. How do you react, sir?
See, these are things they are saying based on some data, some interpretation. These are very dynamic things. They depend a lot on social behavior of the people and in general the immunity of the population and interaction of the people, what kind of work environment they have. There are many factors. So their model may not be correct for India, it may be correct also, but it is only expected that the COVID will probably keep coming in waves, second wave, first wave, third wave, those sorts of things. So it's not that it's going to go away after once and then we will never see this. It happens when we are very lucky, but it's very likely that the second, third waves of the thing will come. But it is also expected they will be of much lower kind, and by then we have understood the thing, and that is when the vaccines and other things and drugs will be very useful, because they will be in place by then.
Sir, why this RNA virus COVID-19 is more effective in male than females? There is a perception, strong perception is that males are more victimized than.
Yeah, this is your question is very important question because there is no answer to this. It is, we are also puzzled why there are more males which are, I mean there is a general feeling that maybe male are more interactive, they are suffering, I mean they are traveling more, so they get more infected. But most males also come home, there are women in the house, but generally we see that significantly large proportion of males are infected than female. So one thing is that it may be that because of the more exposure males are getting, and as the number will increase, this will become equal or close to equal. But at the moment it is a puzzle. No one knows what is the answer to this. It will be nice. It is a good problem to address for biologists like us.
Sir, China Wuhan Virology Institution Deputy Director has commented that there could be a group of virus attack once more on human kind. How do you react for that?
This is something which is actually in the field understood, and people are even discussing frequently about it, that for many reasons we are getting more in contact with animals, which is for many things. Like Wuhan, it happens what is called the wet market, which means live animals come and then they are sold, and people are in a crowd, and then you are for buying them and for food. So you are very close contact with the animals which are not grown in a farm, they are brought from the wild. So that is something very unsafe, because there are viruses, every bat or whoever bird, every animal has lots of parasites.
But she is not looking COVID-19 virus as serious. She is stating that some more serious viruses may come and attack humankind.
See, that is always possible. So COVID is that way not that big a problem, simply because it infects very fast, but the disease is very mild. Disease is not like 80% of the people don't get infected even, don't get a symptom, and among those who get symptom, most of them are cured by simple methods without any specific drug as well. And those who die eventually, because that is the final, that is how you measure the disease impact in main way. Those who die, they also die because of the comorbidity, not because of this disease alone. So that way it is not that big a problem like other MERS or even HIV, and even HIV leads to other kinds of infections. So that way it is not. You can have, imagine if this virus was such that it was with this kind of infectivity, it also causes disease in more severe way, that would have been disaster by now. So it is possible that other virus with similar or even less infectivity comes where mortality is very high, it can be a problem. But that is something neither you can prove or disprove. So somebody is speculating, maybe they have understanding of the what is the zoonotic scene, what kind of viruses they are there, but normally it takes lot of time for a virus to jump from animals to human, and that also it requires intermediate. These things take a lot of time, it is not very fast and frequent. But if we are more in contact with the wildlife on a regular basis, we are encroaching, we are destroying that, so they are more coming into the people or environment, then we increase the risk general. So simple answer will be that it is not easy to deny or to prove that there will be a bigger pandemic, more dangerous virus will come. Really can't say much about that.
ఇది సిసిఎంబి డైరెక్టర్ రాకేష్ మిశ్రా గారు మనతో పాటుగా షేర్ చేసుకుంటున్న సమాచారం. మొత్తం మీద చూసుకుంటే కనుక వ్యాక్సిన్ కనుగొనడానికి సిసిఎంబి తరఫున కొన్ని ప్రయత్నాలు చేస్తున్నారు. అలాగే కొన్ని కంపెనీలతో వాళ్ళు టైఅప్ కూడా చేసుకున్న పరిస్థితి మనకు చాలా స్పష్టంగా కనిపిస్తుంది. మరోవైపు వ్యాక్సిన్ రావాలి, మానవాళికి అందుబాటులోకి రావాలంటే మరొక ఏడాది కాలం పాటు పట్టే అవకాశాలు ఉన్నాయన్నట్టు కూడా వాళ్ళు చెప్తున్న పరిస్థితి కనిపిస్తుంది. ఇక పురుషుల్లో ఈ వైరస్ ప్రభావం ఎందుకు ఎక్కువగా ఉన్నదనే ఆసక్తికరమైన అంశానికి సమాధానం లేదు. అయితే బహుశా వాళ్ళు మోర్ ఎక్స్పోజర్ కండిషన్లో ఉండడం వల్లనే ఈ పరిస్థితి తలెత్తుందనే అభిప్రాయాన్ని ఆయన వ్యక్తం చేస్తున్న పరిస్థితి కనిపిస్తుంది. ఇంకా దీనిపైన తదుపరి పరిశీలన జరగాల్సిన అవసరం ఉందని చెప్పేసి కూడా ఆయన చెప్తున్న పరిస్థితి కనిపిస్తుంది. కెమెరామెన్ తిరుపతితో సూరజ్ కుమార్.